Thank you, ESOMAR, for providing us with this slot. We've probably only got about 10 minutes, but we've got some quite exciting content for you. Very briefly, the Fringe Factory works to showcase our sector to young professionals and students, to really demonstrate the breadth of the work that we do and to encourage a better appreciation of our outputs, our clients, and what we really strive to do. ESOMAR is very good at engaging with that kind of audience, but clients and agencies, not so much. And that's why we've partnered with Holt International Business School, the largest and most diverse business school, representing over 140 nationalities, with a third of the students speaking 3 or more languages. Alongside Holt, Mesh and TNS have sponsored this competition, which aims to bring the talent from outside the industry to Congress, to allow them to explore, to learn and contribute to Congress.
Marvellous. So what we did this year with the Fringe Factory was to have a competition, a pilot competition this year, so covering 3 of the campuses of Holt Business School, London, Dubai and Shanghai. And we held a competition. The challenge that the students had was to tell us what needs to change about market research. So they submitted their entry in the form of a video entry. This was judged by the Fringe Factory and by Holt Business School. And we have the 2 finest entries here at ESOMAR to give you the brief version of the case that they made for how market research needs to change. There's a nice follow-on from the previous session as Chris and I, the gentlemen, introducing 2 further female finalists. So if anybody doubted the case about the female future, I think it's very clear here, and it's an honour to be introducing them. The prize, and in a sense they've already won the prize, both of them, by being here. It's a career-building trip of a lifetime, so we're getting them out there networking as much as possible. They're very enthusiastic, they're MBAs, they're highly skilled, so you are encouraged and enticed to do your bit in making this a career-building trip for them. Please do speak to them and get to know them, as indeed with the ESOMAR students too, and really approach them and hear what they've got to say. But we've got the opportunity to hear what they've got to say. So without further ado, let me introduce first of all Jennifer Robbins from the London campus to share her perspective.
Thank you, Will. So my name is Jennifer Robbins. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I just graduated with an MBA from Holt International Business School. I have 7+ years of experience as a product manager, basically in the service industry. So here is my pitch for you. So big data, basically the buzzword of 2013, if you've been paying attention to the news. I have been reading a lot of articles about big data, and generally the theme is no one seems to know what exactly to do with all of this data. And I must admit, from my perspective, I was really surprised. I mean, market researchers, you gather data, you analyze it, you interpret it, and you come up with insights. I really don't understand why there's a gap with big data. So, kind of my challenge for you is to approach your clients and ask them if they have a challenge with big data. Get the data from them, take a look at it, analyze it, see if you can come up with similarities from data that you've already collected, see if it matches some of the stories that you're telling. From my experience as a product manager and working with a CRM system, I'm pretty confident that you will find a lot of support for your research in data that your clients already have collected. And on the flip side, for the clients, share your data with market researchers. Basically, they are the experts, as I kind of outlined at the beginning. This is what they do. They're the professionals. So give them a chance to take a look. You never know what new business opportunities they can find from the data that you've collected. So basically, as I've just said, big data is trending right now. And today, there is no leader in the big data interpretation. So what I'm recommending is speak with your clients, take that next step, And basically, if you can show and demonstrate your added value in the big data interpretation, you, the market researchers, are poised to be that leader. Thank you all very much for your time.
Well done, Jennifer, and I'd now like to invite Lee Clouston from the Shanghai campus for her piece.
Good afternoon. Thank you again for this opportunity, Fringe Factory, MESH, ESOMAR, and HALT International Business School. So like Jennifer, I have graduated with my MBA this past August from the Shanghai campus, and I come with 12 years of experience in the professional setting. Most of that time was in banking. For 1 year, I did work for one of my clients in food manufacturing. Now, why am I giving you this background of what I did before I came to this market research conference? Well, as Chris and I were discussing the challenge posed by Fringe Factory, which is how do we provoke change, how do we make market research a more dynamic industry, I realized that when I was working in banking, much like yourselves, I was on that consultative side, the service side, where I was basically meeting with clients just like you and giving them advice based on what they presented to me. Now, working on the other end of it, when I went to work for my client, I recognized that there are so many things that I never even understood at all while I was in that banking profession. These challenges that the clients have on a day-to-day basis had nothing to do with banking matters. And so, bringing that thinking back to the market research industry, we came up with a few different observations as an outsider, because again, I don't come from market research, I don't have that background, and these observations were perhaps market research, because it is driven by data and facts and details, it is too detailed. The message is getting lost when you are transferring that data to your client. Secondly, there is obviously, we've heard it in all of these sessions, an increasingly competitive environment in market research. And then finally, perhaps because the data is so detailed and you are charged with one particular task when you're getting hired, there's a lack of immersion between the market research agencies and their clients. And so, with all of those observations in mind, we came up with an action. And that action is, one, you are surveying when you are doing your market research and surveying clients for your client or prospective clients of your client, why not also survey the employees of these businesses and get those perspectives? Because I know when I was working in the banking industry that clients told me on a day-to-day basis of what was happening, and I could come up with solutions that perhaps people at the senior management level positions or people that were not necessarily in that middle management group really understood. And so the call for action is to add employees to that survey process. They can provide some of that value and broad knowledge of the business that can also give you, the agency, an opportunity to become that respected and trusted advisor. Thank you.
Fantastic. We've probably got time for a couple of questions. So do we have any questions? I don't mind if they're to one person, but then somebody else can be even-handed and ask the other person one. Do we have a question?
There.
Over there. Wonderful. Can we get a microphone? I could bring you the microphone. Or you could probably shout, can't you? There we go.
You know me too well. I'm Phyllis McFarlane, one-time CEO. Just to address the big data issue, I mean, one of the things that's happening is that clients are coming to big agencies and saying, we've got all this data, how can you make money for us out of it? And they have all sorts of strange ideas about how they can make data from their GPS modeling or whatever. So it's a very interesting idea. Everybody is trying to make money out of their data. The problem is that some of it isn't very representative, and you have to think how to do it. But I think it is a great idea to do that.
Oh, just thank you.